So here is a very nice article is here, is right of the weak, duties and powerful. So this editorial section is important in the time of like polity and governance issue. We have discussed right to complaint of the induced right creates rights and duties. So in the, if you talk about the in the prelims exam, it has been asked the rights and duties in the earlier section that we will discuss. So before starting this segment and rights and duty, so we will discuss some question that is based on prelim section. Okay. Here it is a previous question that is based on rights and duty. In the context of India, which of the following is the correct relationship between rights and duties, which has been asked in the prelims exam 2017. So rights and duties is here. Rights are correlative with duties. Rights are personal and hence independent of society and duties. Rights, not duties, are important for the advancement of the personality of the citizens. Duties, not rights, are important for the stability of the state. Somehow, if you look at the carefully, all the statement which have the given here is somehow is relevant to ask in the exam, and so we can say rights are correlative with duties. First A options, if you look at very carefully, rights are personal. How can we say the rights are personal and hence independent of society and duties? No, the rights are not personal, which we can fight for this. Rights, not duties, are important for the advancement of the personality of the citizen. Here we are not rights and duties, not for the personality of the citizens. So D1, duties, not rights, are important for the stability of the state. So duties and rights both are correlatives. So A option is suitable one. Rights and are correlatives with duties. So which I have already mentioned in this article, the same stanza has been mentioned here. So as we can see, rights and duties are correlative and inseparable, hence A is the answer. So rights and duties are conceptually linked to the one another. So now we are going to the article is here, rights and duties. Rights and duties, because fundamental rights will usually ask in your exam. So rights and duties are conceptually linked to one another. So there are no rights without duties. So keep in mind there are no rights without duties. So if a person has a right to something, if it necessarily implies that someone else has a corresponding duty to ensure that it is not violated. Make sure that if the right is given, that not should be violated. For example, if an individual had a right to free speech, which is enumerated in the article 19, then it is the duty of the state to prevent its infringement. If I have right which impose duty on others, then others also have rights that enforce duty on me. So similarly, if our Indian Constitution is giving the rights which impose duty on others, then others also have rights that enforce duty on me. Individuals have as many duties as rights. Any individual who demands a right and expects others to follow or facilitate its exercise must also expect that she or he is equally duty bound to reciprocate. So basically this article is basically emphasizing on the rights and duties which has to be already you have studied in the M. Lakshmikant as well. So it should be obvious that the framework of rights and duties discussed above is grounded in the egalitarian assumptions. Egalitarian assumption, which means that everyone should be follow this. So in terms of, we can say rights and duty are conceptually linked to one another. So rights continue to entail duties. Right continue to entail duties, but in deeply hierarchical in egalitarian societies, which means where we expect that everyone should be equality, everyone should be equal. Only a few people have rights while the many have duties to ensure the proper exercise of the rights to these few. In a patriarchal families, the father alone has the right to take decision. As we can see in our family, the father has alone the right to take decisions. Much of the same is true of caste-ridden society. Because the caste-ridden society, so we are influencing such kind of things also, like So, careful attention to the structure of rights and duties in egalitarian society reveals its deep connection to social and political power. Those in power have rights, those without it have duties. A transformation from a hierarchical to egalitarian orders does not produce a power-free orders. Duties that do not oppose rights exist, that do not flow from rights but go beyond them. So that was a duty that do not oppose rights exist and that do not flow from rights but go beyond them. So a society with people who take such virtue-based solidarity infused duty seriously is much better than one where such duties are not valued. So we must keep on that. So a society have to understand if our constitution is giving rights, is our duty to follow some fundamental duty as well. So if the case, it is good to ask people to go beyond rights and to think also to their duties to others and more generally to society. Many such duties are mentioned in our constitution. As you have studied also, many such duties are mentioned in our constitution, like to preserve composite culture, not destroy natural environment, develop scientific temper, which we have also mentioned in the part of DPSP also, safeguard public property, protect India's sovereignty and integrity. None of them are legally enforceable. So because if the fundamental rights are legally enforceable in some such context, so we need to mention the fundamental duties also must should be. So none of them are, because many of the fundamental rights in our constitution, many of the fundamental duties are mentioned in our constitution: to preserve composite culture, not destroy natural environment, develop scientific temper, safeguard public property, protects India's sovereignty and integrity, but none of them are legally enforceable. But they impose an obligations on all citizens, especially on those who occupy public office, to go beyond the call of right-based duties. Right? Now, the next article is, here is EU joins chip race with semiconductor. So basically we are talking about the semiconductor. So is IR an international organization, and we can say science and tech part, overlapping syllabus of UPSC we can say. So the European Union plans to quadruple the supply of semiconductors in Europe by 2030. Semiconductors Europe by 2030, hoping to limit the bloc independence on Asia. Production of chips has become a strategic priority in Europe as well as the United States after the shock of pandemic choked off supply, bringing factories to a standstill and emptying stores of products. The manufacturing of semiconductors overwhelming takes place in Taiwan, China and South Korea. European Union wants factories and companies inside the bloc and take on bigger role. So we must need to keep on mind. So CHIPS Act is basically by EU, the mobilize more than $43 billions and public and private investment, enable the EU to reach its ambition. Okay, here is scientists set new records in fusion energy. Team Jet new export generated 59 megajoules to sustain energy. Syllabus science and tech in economy. So this one is very important article in terms of your mains and prelims exam. Okay, so now we can say, okay, scientists in the United Kingdom said that they have achieved a new milestone in producing fusion energy and limiting the way energy is produced in the sun. Energy by nuclear fusion is one of mankind's longest-standing quest. A team of joint European Taurus, it means JET, facility near Oxford in central England, generated 59 megajoules of sustained energy during the experiment in this December. So kilogram of fusion fuel contains about 10 million times as much energy as kilogram of coal, oil and gas. So this fact you need to keep in mind. The energy was produced in machines called tokamak. So sometimes in your exam, they will ask you what exactly the word tokamak. So basically, we can say the energy was produced in a machine called tokamak. So this term is very important because tokamak sometimes seen in news is what? So it is very important to know you the what exactly it is. The energy was produced in a machine called, the energy produced by the machine is called tokamak. A donut shaped apparatus, the jet site is the largest operational one of its kind in the world. So JET, which we have discussed, like Joint European Torus, is the largest site operational one of its kind in the world. So deuterium and tritanium, which are isotopes of hydrogens. So as we can see, deuterium and tritanium which is isotopes of hydrogen are heated of temperature 10 times hotter than the center of sun to create plasma, which is a liquid jelly substance. This is held in a place using superconductor electromagnets as it spins around, fuses and release tremendous energy as heat. So record and scientific data from these crucial experiments are a major boost for the ITER. What does it words mean? ITER, which means International Thermonuclear Experiment Reactor, is a fusion research mega project supported by 7 members including China and European Union, India, Japan, South Korea, Russia and US. So in the international organization and in the prelim section they can be asked, India is a part of ITER. India is a part of ITER. So yes, India is a part of ITER, which is International Thermonuclear Experiment Reactor. Right? It seeks to further demonstrate the scientific and technological feasibility of fusion energy.